Welcome back. It's season 5, and we are live. The Grit and Grind is back, and we got a great show. Daryl, tell me what we got.
Oh, we got so much going on in this show, Sean. We got coaches interviews.
Okay.
We got the commissioner from high school. We got so much happening,
So
Sean.
much going on.
So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get started.
You see you got that turbo shirt on? Let's talk about it.
Here we go.
Welcome back to the Grit and Grind right here. We are so excited. It's the first episode of the season. Like you said, Daryl.
Yeah.
It's time.
It's that time of the year, and you're just so happy to be back.
Yes.
And like you said, I got the Vikings shirt on.
Let's talk
We wasn't
about
able to quite get the jersey, but
This is a good substitute for right now.
yeah, this works for right
The
now.
jersey is on the way, and if you are new to the Grit and Grind, and thank you for first tuning in, make sure you hit that like and subscribe right here on Studio 67 NCC. But if you're new, we're going to tell you why Daryl is wearing his Tarboro shirt. See, Daryl had two little gentleman's belts that he lost last year. Number one, he did not beat your boy in the pick'ems, so that was one thing that he's got to do. And this right here is for the state championship. He told all the Tarboro fans
Yes, I did.
that if they won a state championship after picking against them the entire season, that he would come live on this show and wear a Tarboro jersey or shirt. He's a man of his word.
That's what I'm going to say. I'm a man of my word. I said I was going to wear it. So for all the Tarboro fans that say, is Daryl going to wear it?
Got it on.
I got it on, and I'll be wearing it through the whole show. But, Sean, we got so much to talk about in this episode. From summer, spring ball,
Yes.
to fall camps, everything that's been going on, but also the realignment that is going on in high school football.
Big thing that we talked about the last show of the season was the realignment. We had our good friend, Miss Que Tucker from North Carolina High School Athletic Association, talk to us about the realignment. Because last year when we talked about it, it was in the plans, it was in the works, it was in the mix. But if you're new to high school football, realignment has happened. There's new conferences, old rivalries are renewed.
Yep.
They tried their best to keep a lot of these rivalries together. But Ms. Q is coming back today to just give us an update on how the realignment process went and everything that kind of went behind the scenes of it, Daryl. I can't wait to hear what she has to say.
Definitely can't wait to hear what she has to say.
No, look forward to waiting on it. Let's go hear from Ms. Que Tucker from North Carolina High School Athletic Association, Ms. Commissioner Que Tucker. Welcome to the Grit and Grind Coaches Corner. It is week 1, and Daryl, we could not start off the season without bringing back one of the most favorable guests that we had, and so many people asked us that last episode of Grit and Grind to definitely bring her back. Miss Q, welcome back to the Grit and Grind. We are so honored to have you back for the first episode of Grit and Grind for this incoming football season.
Well, thank you guys, Shawn, Daryl. It's great to see you, and I appreciate the invitation. And it is hard to believe that we're kicking off the fall sports season, but it is here. And I'm delighted to join with you guys to just kind of talk about where we are and where we hope to go.
For all our new people of Grit and Grind who are not familiar who Miss Q is, she is the commissioner of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. She is a former assistant coach for the NC State women's program up there. She was a head coach at Reedsville Senior High, led the Lady Rams to 145 wins on the hardwood, and the volleyball team to 58 wins, and she is a coach of the year in volleyball and basketball. So Miss Q has a highly, highly decorated resume in the collegiate and high school coaching era.
You guys are kind. You're very kind. I've been blessed. Let's just say it that way. I've been in the right place at the right times, and have been fortunate to not only have the opportunity to coach here in my hometown, but then to go and coach with Kay Yao, a legendary coach there, and that was a wonderful experience. And then, of course, to be able to join the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and try to make a difference in terms of education-based athletics. So I feel real humbled and honored to be in this position, and look forward to this year.
Well, Ms. Q, starting this season off, one of the biggest questions we had leaving last season when we had a great discussion with you about the realignment. Now we know there's 8 classes, and I look at the conferences that's already been made up. just so many good games. You know, we're bringing an ACOT down here into Northern Nash, Southern Nash, Rocky Mountain, Big East Conference, welcoming back Hunt and Fight, old rivalries that are being renewed with some of these Nash County schools. So the hard work that you guys and the staff and the coaches, the administrative support, everybody that was all involved, what made you guys come up with 8 classes instead of 4? What was the difference you see now?
Well, it dates back to when the membership voted to change the bylaws that would say, and which basically says that no more than 64 teams, no more than 64 schools can be in a conference. Nice. And so when that bylaw passed by the membership, it meant then that when we started this realignment process during the 24-25 school year, we knew then that we would have some decisions to make. You look at the number of schools we have, and if you had divided those by, if we were at 4 classes, well, if you divided 4 into those 442 that we had at the time, then obviously we exceeded 64 schools in a conference. So there was no doubt we needed to move to either 6 or 7. And as we had a committee that was helping as we worked through this bylaw, their recommendation was based on the number of charter schools that are continuing to be added to the membership. We continue to have some areas of the state that open new schools, such as Wake County, Mecklenburg County, that we would very quickly be in, that we wouldn't be in compliance with that bylaw. And so the recommendation was, instead of going to just 6 classes, which would have been okay, they said, let's go 8. And then that gives us the room to be able to expand and add some more schools before the bylaw would need to be changed. So that's how we came up with 8, and the board looked at that recommendation from the bylaw committee, accepted it, and said, okay, we'll go with 8 classes as we start the process during 24-25. And that's where we are.
Okay. So what I want to ask Ms. Q is, what aspects of the new realignment are you most excited about for the student athletes in North Carolina?
Well, I think, as you guys mentioned, I think there will be some tremendous matchups. We have a lot more split conferences, as you are aware. So I think it's going to make a difference in terms of schools now playing each other in conference, but obviously with the understanding, though, that when you get to postseason, we will split off and we still can make the playoffs regardless of what happens within the conference. So I'm excited about the matchups that we'll be able to see across the state. Just as we were talking about, you know, CBA Cock moving in to play some of those Nash County schools. And there are other areas of the state where there will be some tremendous matchups. So that's fun. There will obviously be 8 championships in many of our sports. Now, there will be several of the sports that will have some combined championships. Maybe 1A, 2A, 3A would be a championship standing together. But in most situations, basketball, football, baseball, softball, there are enough of those schools playing that sport that we will have 8 separate championships. So that's exciting. That will be an opportunity for 8 champions to be crowned as opposed to 4 in many instances per class. So those are the things that I look forward to. And of course, if we can continue to find the venues that are first rate, that give us an opportunity to be able to have memorable experiences, then I think everybody's going to be excited about the expansion.
And with the expansion, Ms. Q, like we said, the ACOT coming back playing the Nash County schools, bringing back in the Hunt Fighting schools playing that. What did the board kind of figure out the geography radius to be able to make these calls? Because when I look at them from the 1A all the way to the 8A, we got some good schools where we're going to get see some good conference matchups that, you know, we only saw in the playoffs. You know, we would keep our fingers crossed, hoping that ACOT could play a Southern or ACOT play a Northern, or like JF Well, now be able to play Lewisburg again. Some of those old rivalries. So what was the geographical dynamic that the board thought of how to class these groups back together?
Well, as you know, we had a realignment committee. And that committee was charged with trying to look at all 446 schools, which is how many we have this year. And so that committee was charged with taking the ADM numbers and then getting the schools in a position to where we could put the largest school at the very top, smallest school at the very bottom, drop down 32 schools, which is your 8A class, because it's made up of only 32 schools. Then we took the rest of the schools and divided them as equally as possible between those 7 classes that were left. And once that was done, then it became the responsibility of the realignment committee to put the conferences together. Everybody has to have a place to play. Right. And so they looked at geography, they looked at rivalries, they looked at how many standalone conferences can we have. And it just wasn't going to work to just keep maybe all 2A schools together when right around the corner you had a 3A school or you had a 1A school. Right. So very quickly, the realignment committee realized that we're going to have multi-class conferences in order to minimize travel, especially during the regular season. And that's always the goal. Anytime the realignment process worked, even in the past when we were still dealing with just the 4 classes, the idea is that during the regular season, you want schools to have those opportunities to play without traveling a long way so that they make their money. And then when the playoffs roll around, they would have banked some money that helps them be able to travel as you get into the playoffs. Because again, playoffs are designed that you may have to travel further than within the confines of your own conference. So that was the driving force with the committee. And then ultimately the board had the last shot at looking at and listening to appeals. And it made the decision that the committee had done a pretty good job and that, geographically we had protected, the interests of the school as it related to minimizing travel and in many, many cases protected those rivalries.
That's good, Ms. Q. I guess my only question is, how would the championship, as far as football goes, this year play out with having the 8 conference, as far as 8A football and so forth? As far as how would that play out, as far as the games that's going to be played?
Well, obviously, with the 8A class and with the 1A class, there will be, there are 48 teams that will make up the playoffs in each class. And so there will be byes. And one of the things that we know right off the bat is that the 8A class will have fewer teams. They will have 24 teams. And so what will happen is at some point in time during the playoffs, they will have a bye week. Same thing with the 1A teams. They will have a bye week. And we will talk to the football coaches as a staff. We have an idea of when we think that bye week will occur because they won't need the same number of rounds as the 2A through 7A classes. But we want them all to start at the same time. And we want them to end at the same time. And in order to accomplish that, then you have to build in a bye week. And so we need to figure out when that will be during the course of the playoffs for the 1A and the 8A. But then aside from that, we know that we're still hopeful to be able to play at UNC for our state championships. We've been in serious conversation with them, and that looks very promising. We're going to have a couple of classifications play at Durham County Stadium in Durham. Okay. So we really need to have one more classification. There seems to be maybe it's not looking very promising with NC State due to some conflicts with the Lenovo Center, parking issues. So we may not be at NC State this year. But again, we're still looking for that other site. So we hope that our championships are going to be able to play in some of those outstanding venues. And that's the goal of the staff as we make those phone calls and we reach out to people to try to get back and have the same quality, the same level, so that it is a memorable experience for everybody.
Ms. Q, my last question before we sign off. I know there was an increase in referees over the past 2 years. Have you guys seen the increase continue with referees, not only in football, but in all sports levels right now?
We have, and we are real appreciative of the work that our regional supervisors have done. They have really been diligent in recruiting, and that's where it really begins. Those assigners reaching out to people they know, reaching out to the colleges, the community colleges, and really just beating the bushes to try to get folk interested in officiating. So we're excited about the numbers that we're seeing. We're excited about the younger folks who are joining the ranks of officiating. That's not to say that we're trying to push out those veterans, but we also understand that in order to maintain the quality of officiating, you have to have some type of a transition. You have to have a process whereby you continue to bring in folks as others retire or they slow down in terms of the number of games that they would be willing to work. So hats off to our regional supervisors in all of our sports for the work that they've done to try to help us get to where we are today.
Well, Ms. Q, we want to thank you for stopping by the Grit and Grind for week 1 right here. We look forward to talking with you again as the season progresses on, and we'll be seeing you throughout the season and at the state championship.
Well, thank you, Shawn. Thank you, Daryl. And you guys, we appreciate the work you do to promote education-based athletics and especially with our football programs. So good luck as you all continue your preparation. And like you said, we'll see you soon.
Daryl, I'm so glad we was able to talk to Ms. Q and just learn more about realignment.
Learn about the realignment, and I know so many parents and students had questions about the realignment and coaches, and she just broke it down to us and explained every bit of the realignment and how it will work, and also how the championship will work.
Exactly, and that was some good information on the championship. 8 state championships played throughout that week. That's going to be a very busy week for not only the association, everybody that's going to be involved with it.
Definitely.
Well, Daryl, we'll get ready to hop into a commercial break. But before we hop into a commercial break, we got a new segment, Daryl.
A new segment coming up, progress report. We're going to go back a little bit, see how everybody did. I got my pen, ready to make some check marks here and there, see where everybody stood last year.
We'll get ready to go to a commercial break. You're watching the Grit and Grind live on Studio 67 NCC.
There I was, 16, divorced, remarried with a baby, another on the way, and I could barely read or write. Getting my high school diploma was a catalyst I needed. Now I have a bachelor's, a master's, and I became a teacher. When I look at all these success stories, I could not help but think it all started by getting my high school diploma.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
And welcome back to the Grit and Grind. It's that time, y'all. It's that time I've been waiting on. We told you we had a new segment coming. We told you, where the glasses at? Where the glasses at?
Let me put the glasses on because it's time to get the progress reports going on.
Progress report, and I'm telling you, we told you this segment. It's no way possible that Daryl can beat the boys' list right here. My list this week is going to be so tight. We're going to be doing this week 3, 6, and 9, and then the week leading into the playoffs. But it's no way he can beat this list. This list is just airtight. Yes, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and hit them honorable mentions. Mr. Producer Man, give me them honorable mentions. Bam! J.H. Rose. Coach Bland, they are back. Don't get sleeping on J.H. Rose. 5-9 last year. They got to the 4th round. They got to 71st. Got a tough non-conference.
Tough non-conference. Tough.
Coach Bland plays a tough non-conference. He's got a lot of hard teams. We got to be talking about J.H. Rose a little bit later on right here. Number 3, 2 on my list. Cleveland. Those Cleveland Rams.
I got to ring the bell on that one.
Those Cleveland Rams.
I got to ring the bell.
Coach Riley and
that
them.
Should be in the top 5.
Coach Riley and them with 13-1. They ran across the beach from the East Roseville, but Cleveland is reloaded. A lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores going up. Cleveland is reloaded. And my top honorable mention is no other than Southern Nash.
All right, there you go.
Southern Nash. I got to see them play. I got to see them play.
Okay.
I got to see them play. They got numbers.
They got numbers down.
They got running backs all over Bailey. Running backs
Let's
all
see
over
what we're going to do. Let's see what we're going to do.
Them play.
Okay.
Now let me get my top 5 right here. My top 5. Those are my honorable mentions. My top 5. Number 5, Mr. Producer Man, give it to me. Bam! Here it come.
Here it come.
Here
It's
it come.
coming.
Get ready.
It's coming.
I go get the helmet. Don't make me call him. Don't make me call him. Don't make me call Mr. Woodard. WPA coach. Don't make me call Coach Field.
Don't call him.
Wilson
Don't do
Prep
it.
Academy.
Don't do it.
Guess what? Right now I can say this. In the East, right now they're playing against
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah. Right now they are
They're in the class by themselves.
in the class by themselves. Had a good run last year,
They did.
and they got some good players coming back.
Saw them at the Jamboree.
So I can see you.
I
Number
can see
5.
it. Number 4, give it to Mr. Producer Man. Bam! It's not a Nash County show without a Nash County team. The Northern Nash Knights, baby. You know when we talk about Coach Ferris, they're reloaded. Yes, they went home in the first round last year, but they were injured. They have reloaded and brought a lot of students back. This is a team that's looking to have a deep run. Can I get number 3? 71st.
Ooh.
I'm gonna tell you how good 71st is this year. When your school is named 71st, and that's not the address to the school, and the address to the school is 6764 Rayford Road, they know you got to be good. Coach McLaurin, 71st, they are loaded this year. There, they got wide receivers.
Okay.
They lost a lot of people.
Now I can see 71st. I can hit the
What
bell.
the bell?
The
Got
bell
the
is there for 71st. I give you
All my people
71st.
in Fayetteville, can you please send this in the chat box? Say, Daryl, hit the bell.
All right, number 2.
Number
Who's
2,
your
give it to
two?
Mr. Producer. Bam! Tarboro.
Woo.
Tarboro.
Woo.
Do I need to bring it back out? What we do? We leave the light on for you, Tarboro, baby. When you come to Tarboro and all that intimidation kicks in, you see all those 9 state championship banners.
So
You see all of that. You see he wearing the shirt. We leave the light on for you when you come to Tarboro. That
you
intimidation
red
trying to
Bruce
kick
here,
in.
huh? Leave the light on
We
for
leave
you.
the light on for you right here in Tarboro. That's what we do in Tarboro.
Okay.
Tarboro fans, you know what we talking about. Give me that number 1, Mr. Producer Man. Roseville Rams.
Woo.
Coach Rat.
That's a
Roseville.
good one. Now that's a tough one.
Coach Rat, we seen him in the Jamboree 2 games.
That's a tough one.
That's tough. We seen them dismantle
Yeah.
some teams, some good teams in these Jamboree games. Right now, they are the beast in the East when it comes to that 8-8 championship. Those are my top 5. If you don't see your team up here, then we'll tell you how you can get your team in this top 5. But Darryl, let me hear your top 5.
All right, let's start with the honorable mentions. Let's go first with that. So my honorable mentions are Northern Nash.
Okay.
Starting with Northern Nash. Northern Nash had a good run last year, 10-1. Had some injuries, but without their injuries, hey, they could have went far in the playoffs. So
Okay.
Northern Nash. J.H. Rhodes started off a little slow, had some tough games early in the season.
Y'all hear that,
but
Rhodes?
after that time they got into the playoffs,
Okay.
Coach Blaine had the guys playing, went pretty far in the playoffs. So J.H. Rhodes and Wilson Pratt.
Oh, let me call Mr. Wood.
Wilson
You got
Pratt.
an honorable mention.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable
Wilson
mention.
Pratt did that thing.
Come on, Tigers. Tiger, can I get Tiger Pride?
No, honorable mention Wilson Pratt. All right, so my top 5. I'm starting with team number 5,
Who you got?
Warren County. Warren County Eagles. Where my camera at? Where's my camera?
Oh, boy. Here
Warren
we
County
go.
Eagles. Coach VJ had those guys inspired, ready to play. It was a young team. They got a lot of players coming back this year. They had a great season last year, so they made my top 5 based off what they did last year.
Okay, I give you that.
My
I give you
number
that.
4, CBA Cop. What do you call it? Air raid offense? Hit the bell. Oh, you hit the
I
bell.
hit the bell. I hit the bell for A-Cop, baby. Crank up the
CBA
offense,
Cop
baby.
showed up last year, made the playoffs, had a nice run, had a great season down there. So CBA Cop's my number 4 team. My number 3 team, I'm going Roseville.
Whoa.
Roseville did their thing.
You done watched them play.
They went to the state championship.
You went to the Jamboree.
Went to the Jamboree. Coach
You
Rack
watched
got
them
them
play.
reloaded. They did their thing. Roseville's my number 3 from last year.
Okay.
My number 2, 71st. Coach McLaurin had the guys playing.
They are.
Back-to-back championship, going to the state championship. I see them going again this year, having a good chance of going again this year. So, 71st, number 2. And my number 1.
You better say it, because you
And
don't say
my
it.
number
If
1.
you don't say it, don't you say no other team but the one team that's in my mind.
Tarboro.
Cut the light on, baby.
It's my
Clap it
number
right
one
on for
team
them.
from last year. The Vikings was able to go back to the state championship.
Yes.
Win another state championship. What, 9?
There's 9 now.
9
and
state
counting.
championships.
9
So
and counting.
as far as my number one team, this from last season, progress report is going to be Tarboro.
You just heard our top 5 right here in our honorable mention on the Grit and Grind. As always, coaches, if you want your helmet on the Grit and Grind, please reach out to us and we'll be glad to put it on the Grit and Grind. Drop your top 5 right here in the comment box. You're watching the Grit and Grind on Studio 67. We're going for a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to the Grit and Grind. Now it's time for the Marquee Matchups right here for the Grit and Grind. And it's week 1, like you said, Daryl. You said the best last week when me and you were talking and press for the show. What you've been hitting
the
each
biggest
other.
thing is you've been hitting each other all week long.
Okay.
Well, for a couple of weeks now. You've been making your little videos on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, showing your jerseys.
Showing them new cleats.
You're in the barbershop. You're on fire trucks. You're doing all of that. But now it's time to play some football. And this is that first week, and you want to see where you're at if you're that team. And it always starts with this week right here, Shawn.
Week 1 is always the Majestic week because if you want to see, like you said, Daryl, where you at heading into week 2.
Yeah.
Our first game, Daryl, is one that we talked about for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And we had to talk about it this year. It's no other than Nash Central taking the ride.
Taking that ride.
Going right down 264, 64. Coming in the back way to the SW, and they're going to play my favorite Cougar, my favorite Cougar, Southwest Edgecombe. Daryl, you the road team.
I'm the road
team.
team.
Tell me about these Bulldogs.
All right, so the Bulldogs is coming into this season based off what they did last year. Last year they went 5-5 for the season and 3-3 in the conference. They played Southwest last year at home.
They did.
And they lost 34-28. But in that game, as far as yards go, they had a good game. It had over 341 yards total in that game.
That's a good game.
With Rocket Rogers, who was a senior at the time, him and Pittman was able to produce some good yardage for them. Then on defense, you had Tucker, Williamson, Silvers, and Bellamy, guys that showed up for them last year.
Okay.
But the biggest thing in this game last year for us, North Nash Central, 3 turnovers.
That's big.
You cannot turn the ball over that many times and expect to win against a good Southwest Edgecombe team. And unfortunately, Nash Central did that. And gave up a big play late in the fourth quarter. I think it was like 4th down and goal, and gave up 15 yards for a touchdown. And that just pretty much took them out of the game. But players that's coming back for Nash Central.
They got a lot.
And it starts with their quarterback, Winston Lee.
The general.
You got David Porter. You got Spells. On defense, you got Tucker, Dunn, Flower, Whitaker, guys we talked about last year. That is going to be able to step up from that sophomore, junior year to now seniors.
That's right.
To make plays for Coach Lee and that coaching staff. Keys for them to win this game, you got to cut down on turnovers.
That's a big one, Daryl.
That's the biggest thing. And just play good defense. That was one of the things that hurt them last year. Like I was saying earlier, that 4th down play that gave that final touchdown where they was close. I think they was only down by 7. And when Southwest scored, it got them back up to 14 for Southwest.
Okay.
So if they could cut down on the turnovers, I think Nash Central got a good chance. I got to pick on this. But we got to wait.
You got to wait.
We got to wait.
But they got to go to SW.
That's what I'm going to say. Now,
they got to go down to Pine Top. They got to go play my favorite Cougar.
Tell me about my favorite Cougar.
That's my favorite Cougar. That's their name. They went 6-6 last year, 2-4. They made it to the second round of the playoffs. They were 2-3 at home, but they were 4-3 on the road.
Right.
So that was a good road team.
Yeah.
You know, hometown, sometimes when you're playing at home, the crowd's there, the emotions get high.
Yeah.
You have a few mistakes, but on the road, they were able to lock in. They were able to beat Nash Central, like you said, 34-28 in the dog pound, but if you go back to 23, when Nash Central was on that campaign trail.
Well, they was on that campaign.
You said they were on that campaign.
They had the bus cranked up going on that campaign trail, and Nash Central went down there.
They went down there.
And took care of business.
At 56-28.
Yeah.
But SWE went 10-3 that year.
Yeah, they did.
They won a lot of games after that campaign trip visit from Nash Central. SW has some good players there. Like we said, they lost a lot last year, but they bringing back some seniors. You got Devon Mayo Jr. He was a sophomore last year. He's a junior. He passed for 6 touchdowns. His freshman year, he threw for 331 yards. Woo. Last year's a sophomore, 360. But here's the difference between last year and the freshman year. Not only threw for 360, he also ran for 126. So now he went from being a pocket passer to a mobile quarterback, a dual threat. On that defense, they're still solid. You got TJ, Tyler Gorham, you got Tazon Barnes. Tazon Barnes had 2 interceptions last year. They got 11 seniors on the team this year. And the rest of the team is underclassmen. Coach Varnell has a good team, Daryl. But it's a young team.
That's what we're going to say. It's a young team.
It's a young team.
Yeah.
But the keys to victory for SW is this right here, Daryl. Number 1, cut back on the penalties.
Definitely.
Week 1, it's easy to happen.
Yeah.
You're nervous, you're ready to play, get the jitters out. Number 2, capitalize on field position.
Yeah, definitely.
Got to capitalize on field position with Nash Central. Number 3, make Nash Central have to convert long third downs. That's another key.
Definitely.
And my favorite one for a team like SWE, Daryl, is guess what? Keep the game at a manageable speed.
Definitely.
A manageable speed, because if you let Nash Central...
Yeah, I was going to say, because if you
let them
get going, it's going to be hard to
slow
stop
them down.
It's going to be hard to slow them down.
I got to pick on this one, Daryl. I
We got to wait. We got to wait.
Our next game in the marquee games right here for the grit and grind is the Knightdale Knights traveling to Southern Nash to play in
Firebird Country.
Stadium.
Firebird Country.
Come to your backyard.
Back in the day, we called it Firebird Country.
Well, you hear that?
That's what we called it.
That's that Southern Nash
That's
alumni
right.
coming out of them.
That's it.
That Southern Nash alumni coming out of them.
First game of the week. First of the season. I'm excited.
We ain't got the week 2 yet.
We didn't have week 2. I'm already excited.
Knightdale has a lot of this game, Daryl. We the road team, and Knightdale did do something good. Because I want to say one thing about Knightdale.
Yeah.
Football is back, baby, in Knightdale, North Carolina, because they hired my good friend, our good friend, to the grit and grind, Coach James Ward, Coach Pooh. Coach Pooh was a very successful coach at Wakefield and in Bettyfield. Now he's over here at Knightdale, rebuilding back a program. Knightdale.
Tell me about
2-8.
Yep.
Year for that, 2-8. They got a lot of things they could do, but they had one year back in 23, Daryl, where they went 6-5.
Yeah.
That was pretty good for them. That was that year we were talking about Knightdale, making a lot of noise up
Definitely.
there. They got a very good team and a good run balance game, Daryl. And with Coach Ward, if he's running that same type of offense we saw at Bettyfield, he's going to run that spread offense, and he's going to try to spread the field.
Definitely going to do
He loves that spread offense. Now, I know that's what he's running now. So Southern Nash don't take notes that you heard on the grit and grind. The Knightdale run the spread. They come out running the wing T or run the wishbone. But they got some good players there. They got Eric Cooper. He's a captain. He's a wide receiver. 52 yards a game is what he's receiving. 520 on the season, Daryl. Then on that defense, they got Chris Jones. He's a captain. He's a middle linebacker. And Coach Ward's defense, he's probably all over the field. And then they got other good players like Jamel Perry, that's the running back, and Dawson Mack, that's another wide receiver in the slot. Knightdale can come into Southern Nash to win this game. But for Knightdale to do this, it's a lot they're going to have to do.
Now, I watched Knightdale practice.
Okay.
I seen them play when they played Cary in the scrimmage.
Okay.
Knightdale looks good. They
look
got a good quarterback.
They got a good
dual threat. They can throw the ball. So just like you said, Knightdale can. And I got this checked down as a big challenge for Southern Nash.
It's a big challenge.
For the first game of the season.
Because Knightdale, they can come in and just play mistake-free football. And that's all week 1. But if you can be disciplined, and if you can capitalize on that, and I always say this with Southern Nash, when you play at Southern Nash at home, we've been to a bunch of Southern Nash games. It's loud. It's rowdy. It's rocking over there at Firebird Country, you said?
Yeah, Firebird Country.
It's rocking over there. It's rocking over there. Knightdale has to do something on that first drive to get that crowd quiet, and they can do something. Don't get beat to cover.
But I'm going to say, it's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard. Don't get beat to cover. Tell me about the Firebirds.
I mean, Firebirds coming into this game this season. I mean, from last season, they was 9-3.
Okay.
4-2 overall in the conference. Lost to J.H. Rose in the second round of the playoffs, 28-16. Had some injuries during the playoffs. Could have went far, just like Northern Nash could have went far last year.
The injury bug.
The injury bugs hit them. But looking at Southern Nash and the challenge that they have with Knightdale, from what I saw, Knightdale has some big receivers, big offensive linemen, and some big corners. And those are some things that Southern's going to have to take advantage of as far as knowing on that defensive side of the ball, what you got to do, because with those receivers that Knightdale has, it's going to be a challenge.
It'll be a big challenge.
Because you got a quarterback, like you said, that's a dual threat. They can throw the ball, they can run the ball. And he reminds you of the kid from J.H. Rose, actually, what I saw on film. But what Southern has to do, I'm going to say again, cut down on penalties. That was one of the things that we talked about that first game of the season.
Okay.
Everybody's got those jitters. Everybody's a little nervous.
You're nervous.
You're nervous, but you playing at home. And what you got to do while playing at home, feel comfortable and get in your space and do your job. We talked about this all the time.
That's key
Just
word.
do your job. And so some of the key players for Southern Nash that's back from last year, you got Hartfield, you got Battle, you got Faulkner. Faulkner's going to be playing a big role this year,
sir.
dual threat on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. So he's going to have to carry a lot of this load. You got Odom, you got Lyons. I looked at Lyons, and I think in this game, it's going to come down to the kicking game.
Okay.
Field position. Last year, when Southern played East Wake, Lions had over 113 yards. Special team.
That's a
Field
good coach
position.
told me that last night.
Yeah.
Special teams is going to win 2 games out of your season if you do good at it.
And I think this is going to be a time for Lions to step up and get his team in good field position to have short field to get to the end zone. So the key of the game, I say be physical from the start to the end.
That's Southern Nash.
Don't start slow. Don't take this team lightly. Start fast, be physical, and be ready to play. Next thing, put pressure on the quarterback.
Got to.
You got to put pressure on him. You cannot let him sit in the pocket all day long
He'll pick you
and throw the
apart.
ball all over the field. Again, we watched him against Cary.
They look good.
They look real good.
More like that spread. He likes that spread.
He likes the
offense.
spread. And and another thing I noticed that Southern Nash can do to help them is put pressure on the center for Knightdale.
That's it. That's a
He's
big
toned to throw the ball a little bit too high over the quarterback, so put some pressure on him up front.
That front four.
Yeah, put him up there. So if Southern can do those things, there's a good chance they can come out with a good win. But I got to pick on this.
Because it's a standard you told me about.
It's a standard. It's that Southern Nash standard
Okay.
football. When you in the game, you that starter. Regardless if you're the second string, third string, when the coach puts you in, you a starter. And you got to play like a starter.
That's
So
that's standard.
when you get ready to get in the game, be ready to play.
You got to pick on this.
Yeah, I got to pick.
I got to pick too.
All right.
I got to pick. I got to pick on this one.
Uh-oh.
I can't wait till we get to the quick pick. I got to pick on this one. Now it's time for the quick grind.
Prime time.
Game of the week, where we will be at right in our back door of where we at in Death Valley. Coach Will Bland and the J.H. Rose Ramparts coming into town to play the Northern Nash.
Last time he came to Nash County, he did something, Sean.
Boy, we made
Coach Bland did
we
something.
made a friend for life. That's what we did, made a friend for
He
life.
said he planted some flags.
He said, I will refresh everybody's memory if you're new to the show. Last year I said that Northern Nash rolled up into Pitt County and bought a smidgen of land in front of that sign that says
that's
Pitt
what you
County
said.
and planted a flag that says Welcome to Nash County, Northern Nash Nice. Well, Coach Bland said he heard that.
Yeah.
And he said throughout the week coming back to play Northern and Southern, he played that over and over in the locker room so that those young men could hear it. And what he told me, he came down Nash County and bought a little real estate.
Yeah, he bought 2 spots.
He playing Monopoly down here, he said. He bought some real estate. Big time game over there at Death Valley,
Yeah,
Daryl.
definitely big time.
J.H. Rose, they lost a lot, but they gained a lot. Same thing with Northern Nash. But before we could even get into this game, let's hear from our good friend, Coach Bland and Coach Ferris on the Grit and Grind Coaches Corner. We want to welcome our good friend, Coach Will Bland, to the Grit and Grind Coaches Corner this week. He has a big game coming up. Coming back down here in Nash County to play Northern Nash. Coach Bland, you had a remarkable run last year, being able to beat the Road Warriors and beat 3 good teams on that playoff run last year in their houses. So welcome back to the Grit and Grind. Glad to see you again.
Oh, I appreciate
that, Coach.
I appreciate y'all having me back here. I really enjoyed it last year. I'm so glad y'all hooked up with me last year. It's been one of the fun shows I like to watch, and I'm just glad y'all take the opportunity to come down here to Pitt County and come out here and help showcase our kids' talent to the world and to this state of North Carolina.
Well, Coach, I know y'all had a great summer OTA. I heard you got a lot of kids coming back and a lot of kids coming up, and you brought in a big class in that freshman class. So how did some OTAs go for J.H. Rose down there this year?
Oh, it went pretty well. You always got to manage the heat out here in North Carolina. You never know what the day gonna hold and stuff. So we've been going a lot in the afternoon, about 5:30, so we can try to avoid some of that heat element out there. But we brought it right now. We got sitting about 105, 110 kids. We'll probably have about 50, 55 on varsity and the rest on JV. So that's always a blessing, always a blessing that you got a lot of young kids that want to come out there and play at Jerry Rose football. And they work hard. They've been out there. They rarely ever miss. They want to get better. They want to be successful out there. So that's a big plus down here in our county. So I'm very excited about this upcoming season with both the JV and the varsity program.
All right, Coach. So what I want to ask you, Coach, is from last year. Y'all started off a little slow. You had some injuries early in the season and stuff, but then when the playoffs kicked in, y'all just stepped it up another notch. What did y'all learn from that season last year that you're carrying over to this season this year with your players?
Well, I talked to him about, hey, we had a very tough schedule last year. I think we lost 5 games by combined touchdown.
Yeah.
So I just emphasize, God, we can't always do that. That was a remarkable run, the grit of the team that we had last year. But we want to go on the playoff on a high note. Basically, we want to make sure that we get a lot of wins on our belts, and then fight for that playoff position. The thing I found out last year is that our guys, when it came down to the playoff time, I think I would say probably about game 9, we still lost to New Bern, but they finally decided to buy into each other and stop going at each other and just play together. And that was the fundamental, the formula for that win streak. And they played together, they fought together, and they made a remarkable run. So I wanted them to take that aspect. Hey, let's continue on what we did last year and carry over to this season. Let's do even better this year.
Coach, the biggest talk this whole off season has been the realignment with all the new conferences, the 8 classification. So how does James Rose like the new conference, Jen? Are you still playing some of the old teams from the old conference, or have they welcomed some new teams that you get to play that you only got a chance to play them in playoffs, or if things like this would happen?
No, we actually, our conference is almost basically the same. We did lose Northside, Jacksonville, and Havelock. They both went down to 5A, but we gained White Oak. So we still got the New Bern, South Central, Conley, Jacksonville, White Oak, and us.
Okay. So without giving out the X's and O's for this game on Friday night up here at Northern Nash, Coach, what's pretty much the strategy? How you getting your players ready for this game right here? Because it's a big game. It's week 1, first night under the lights on Friday night when they turn them on. It's going to be some jitters with the kids. So how you getting them mentally prepared for this game at Northern Nash?
Well, it's all based on what happened last year. And our guys understand that we did. They were very, very talented last year, and we were fortunate enough to knock them out in the first round. So they come in with a chip on their shoulder, and we got to make sure our guys understand that it ain't about what happened last year, but they remember how it went. So we got to make sure that we play up to our expectations. We got to go out there and we got to be able to move the ball around, use some of the younger guys that we got this year. And we got, like I said, we got to return a quarterback who played both games last year and know what to expect from that defense. And then on the defense side of the ball, we returned about 8 starters from last year. So we just got to go out here and just execute the plan. And if we can, hopefully we'll get to walk out there again with a victory. But I think it's going to be a real good game. They're very well coached. Coach Ferris is a real good friend of mine. He does a great job down there. So I think it'll be a very competitive game.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you stopping by the Grit and Grind Coach Corner as always. And we will see you Friday night in Northern Nash for the Grit and Grind primetime game of the week. The James Rose coming in to play the Northern Nash Knights. Thank you, Coach.
I appreciate it. I can't wait to see y'all boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Welcome back to the Grit and Grind, Darryl. We just heard from Coach Blaine.
Yeah, he broke it down, basically what they need to do, what they've been doing this off season, and so they're ready to play.
They're ready to play, but we got to hear from the other coach.
Yeah.
The home coach, Coach Ferris, and his Northern Nash Knights. Let's hear what Coach Ferris has to say as he gets ready for this game.
We want to welcome everybody back to the Grit and Grind, the first week edition of the Coach's Corner. With us, we have Coach Andrew Ferris of Northern Nash, head coach of the Knights of Northern Nash. Coach Ferris, welcome back to the Grit and Grind Coach's Corner, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to come on today. Coach Ferris, you got a big game coming up for week 1, a game that you guys played, I believe, twice last year. Jags Rose played them in their house, and then they came and played you guys in the playoffs. So pretty much before we look into that game, just tell me, what was some of the preparation you've been able to do this summer, bringing the kids back over some OTAs, just getting them ready for week 1? Because we know everybody's excited for when those lights get turned on Friday night.
Oh, yeah, they're excited about that. It has definitely been, it's kind of been a short summer. We got out of school a little bit later last year than we normally do, and we're going back a little bit earlier this year, but that kind of helps us a little bit just to be in school when the season's going on. So we're kind of glad about that. But the summer has gone well, and it's really been just a matter of trying to figure out pretty quickly what we can do with this group, because it'll be a little different than last year with some of the kids that we lost. But I do feel like we got a pretty good handful coming back in each individual area. So I think we got a shot to be able to be pretty decent if we can put all that together and put the pieces together. So it's really been just a matter of trying to figure out what we can do with this group when we get ready to play Rose, week 1 on that Friday night.
That's good. And Coach, what I want to know is, while last year y'all had a great season, y'all played J.H. Rose in the playoffs, and what was the lessons learned in that game? Because it was a tough game, tough loss for y'all, but what did y'all learn in that game to prepare y'all in the off season to get prepared for this season coming up?
Yeah, so it was a tough matchup for us. We knew it was going to be, regardless of what their record was in the regular season. And it just so happened we had some key injuries at a bad time, to our running backs. And so then, we were kind of down to the third or really fourth guy at that point. And so what I guess the first thing would be, you have to be well-rounded. You can't just be one-dimensional on offense, whatever that is, whether you're great at the passing game or great at the running game. And we were just better at the running game last year than we were at the passing game. So we have to be well-rounded. So that's definitely kind of been a point of emphasis this offseason, to try to work on the passing game, no matter who the quarterback is. And we have some receivers to be able to do that, and we hope that this year we'll be able to be better in that phase of the game, because those receivers and everything will be a little bit older. We will have a new quarterback, whoever that quarterback is, but our receivers will be a little older and experienced, and hopefully that'll help us there. And we are returning 2 of our top 3 rushers from last year, so hopefully we'll still be good in the ground game. But we do need to be well-rounded. So that's the number one thing. And then to me, the number 2 thing is not an X's and O's thing, but no matter who the team is, when you play them more than once, the second game is different than the first. And, you always have to approach it that way and almost treat it like it's a completely different team, because it never goes exactly like it did the first time. So you have to remember that as well, just as the mental aspect to prepare for the game.
Coach Ferris, with all this realignment finally being in a completion, Northern Nash is in a new conference with some of the old teams and some new teams. So what did you see in this new conference that you kind of got your eyes over that you're liking about it? I see we added in CBA, caught a few of the old schools that we used to play in the old Big East Conference.
Yeah, that's right. They're familiar teams for sure, especially Hunt and Fight, which we've already been playing non-conference for the past several years. And obviously we're close to them because we're just one county away. Right. Southern and Rocky Mount, obviously, we've been in a conference with them, so they're not new. But like you said, CBA Cot and Southern Wayne, we have not seen them in several years. I don't know a ton about them. I do know CBA Cot won that conference last year, so they had a really good season. I do think they were fairly senior heavy, so I know they lost some of those guys, but they have a winning pedigree. They're used to that. The guys who come behind them, I'm sure they have a chip on their shoulder and want to prove themselves, so we know they're going to be good. I know Southern Wayne's numbers are a little down, and so I'm not 100% sure what is to expect from them. I have not seen them recently, but they're the ones that we're the most unfamiliar with. But, it's going to be a difficult league top to bottom. I think it'll be a more difficult conference schedule probably than what we have had the past few years. Every week, I think we're going to have to come to play, and everybody's going to have to do that on every every given Friday night for sure, because everybody's going to be a quality opponent. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a good Eastern North Carolina 5A, 6A football conference.
Coach Ferris, we want to thank you for stopping by the Grit and Grind Coaches Corner this week. We'll be seeing you on Friday night at Northern Nash for the James Rose Northern Nash game. We look forward to watching the good high school football game that night, sir. As always, we appreciate you stopping by.
Yes, sir. No problem. I appreciate you guys coming. We look forward to seeing you on Friday night. And, we're ready to kick this season off with a bang. So hopefully it's a good night.
All right, Coach. Thanks, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Daryl.
Yeah.
Two big games. Well, a bunch of big games, but two teams that are ready for a game.
Yeah, definitely.
I know if I'm James Rose, I'm Coach Bland. This is what I'm thinking right now, Daryl. This is what I'm telling my guys. We're going to establish the run game.
Right.
We're going to cut back on penalties. Because if we establish the run game, we cut back on penalties, I can open up the passing lane and turn that dual threat quarterback loose. I'm going to keep my third downs. I want to keep them short. I want 3rd and 2nd, 3rd and 3. And I'm going to play solid defense. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and if you're Northern, what you want to do is start up front, put pressure on your quarterback. Because like we said earlier, James Rose got a dual quarterback.
They do.
You want to put pressure on him. You don't want him to sit in the pocket all day long. And then control your lanes. Don't let nothing get on the outside. Control everything. Make it come inside to where your defensive tackles can make plays. Your corners can come up and make plays. And just keep everything in. Because if that running back for James Rose gets to the outside, that's TD. That's coming. And don't give up big plays. Down the field, corners back up a little bit. They got some big receivers. Don't give up big plays. And at the end of the day, enjoy the moment.
That's it.
First game of the season, you're playing at home,
crowd.
enjoying the moment. Your mama, your daddy, your uncles, and your aunts, your grandma. Everybody's out there watching you. So enjoy the moment. So that's my keys. But I got to pick on this game, Shawn.
I got to pick. And talking about picks makes me think of one thing. We're getting ready to go into a commercial break, and we'll be back for the Grit and Grind Quick Pick right on the Grit and Grind.
There I was, 16, divorced, remarried with a baby, another on the way, and I could barely read or write. Getting my high school diploma was a catalyst I needed. Now I have a bachelor's, a master's, and I became a teacher. When I look at all these success stories, I could not help but think it all started by getting my high school diploma.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to the Grit and Grind. It's that favorite time of the show that everybody enjoys, Daryl. It's week 1 of the Quick Picks.
The Quick Picks are in, and we ready to make them.
I'm ready to make them. Let me get the first one, and that would be Tarboro and Rocky Mount.
Ooh, that's a good one. They played last year.
They did.
But 2 years, right? And Tarboro took care of business.
Is he going to start off right?
I got the shirt on, so I'm going to go with Tarboro.
I got to go with Tarboro. I can't pick against Tarboro. Tarboro should win this game, but Rocky Mount will make it very competitive.
Yeah.
Our next one down, North Edgecombe versus Southeast Halifax.
I'm going North Edgecombe.
I'm going Southeast Halifax. They had a good season and a good spring and summer workout I heard last night. I think they're going to do something there. Our next one, Bettyfield versus North Johnson. The Bruins versus the Panthers of North Johnson.
North Johnson. Let me go Bettyfield on that one.
Let me get a Bettyfield good Bruin roll from your boy. Hey, Bettyfield, I'm coming home. Our next one down, Lee County versus Hunt. Warriors, a young team.
A young team. I'm going to say the Warriors are a young team this year. I'm going Warriors, though. I'm going Warriors. I think they're going to be all right this year.
I'm going to go with the Lee County Yellow Jackets, man.
Okay.
I heard the news about Lee County.
You're not going to Wilson County.
I'm not going to go Hunt this week right here. I heard a little something about Lee County that's brewing down there. Our next one, Daryl Fight versus South Johnson. They will not play each other no more in conference, but they decided to continue this little rivalry in non-conference.
I'm going to go Fight on this one.
I got to go Wilson Fight.
Yeah.
Wilson Fight had a good summer OTA.
Yeah, definitely did.
One of the best ones around here. Our next one, Daryl, rivalry game.
Uh-oh, here it is.
Roseville versus CBA Cop.
There it is. You see the helmet. All right. That air raid offense.
Cranking up.
Cranking up. I'm going CBA Cop.
I don't have to be trying about this. Crank up the air raid offense. CBA Cop for the win. Our next one, Daryl. Roseville. Taking a long ride up to Charlotte, play Bowder Creek. And I'm going to say something that Coach Rack said.
Okay, what did he say?
He gave me permission to say this.
Okay.
He said the Roseville Rams will play anybody, any place,
That's what he told us. That's what
he told us that when we saw him.
That's what he told us, and he's
this
proving
is a true
it right
statement,
now.
because they taking the bus ride.
I'm going Roseville.
I'm going Roseville.
Yeah.
Start the campaign for Roseville.
Start the campaign.
Our next one down, Corp Holders versus North Brunswick. Somebody got to walk the plank, they said.
Not
I got to
walk the
come
plank.
over here.
Well, let me let you go to
There you
Patrick.
go, Patrick the Third is back. Patrick is getting ready to fly into North Brunswick, and you know what Patrick gonna do?
What he gonna say?
He gonna make somebody walk the plank. Corp Holders for the win.
All right,
baby.
I'm with you, corn holders.
Next one down, Roanoke
Hey, Pat.
Rapids versus Northampton. Old rivalry right here.
All
they
right.
play each other all the time.
I'm going Roanoke Rapids.
I gotta go Roanoke Rapids.
They started good last
They
season.
started
5-0.
good. They started real
Started
good.
real good.
Had a quiet start.
Yeah, and I
made
think
it
they're going
out
to build on that. I'm going Roanoke Rapids on
I
it.
gotta go Yellow Jackets. Our next one down, Northwest Halifax versus Hobgood Charter.
How you say that?
Hobgood Charter.
Hobgood Charlotte.
Hobgood Charter.
Okay, I'm going Northwest Halifax.
I'm gonna go with my boy Dante. Northwest Halifax
Okay.
gets a win right here. Next one down, Bun
All right.
versus South Granville. Old
Bun
school
Wildcat.
What do you think of Bun? Old school
Bun
football.
Wildcats, old school,
That's old school
back in the
football.
day. I'm going Bun.
Bun
Because
had-
this right here, South Granville and Bun, not that far apart.
It's a little rivalry
A
still.
little rival set, but I think Bun's going to be ready.
Bun had a good team last year.
Definitely.
They getting the young. This is their year to show it.
Yeah.
I'm going Wildcats and Bun. Next one, Daryl. Big time game right here.
Uh-oh.
71st versus Terry
71st.
Cross
Fans down.
County rival.
Yeah.
Cross Town rivalry. 71st on one side of Fayetteville, Terry 7, old school football on the other.
And we'll be in 71st in a couple of weeks. Well, September.
Yeah, we're coming
Yeah, we're coming
71st.
September.
You know
But
what
I'm
I
going
just said.
71st on this.
I'm going 71st. This is a good test right to see what 71st
Yeah,
is at.
definitely.
Our next game down, Hope County Fighting Bucks
County.
versus Monroe. A big time game. Now this is the Monroe team from last year that had a deep run.
Right.
But this Monroe team has a lot of upperclassmen. But this Hope County team, I still said it. The first half hung with 71st.
They hung with 71st.
I won't never forget that first half.
Yeah, definitely home with 71st. And I think Hope County is going to come back this year. It's going to have a better season. I'm going Hope County in this.
I'm gonna take Hope County Fighting Bucks on a big. That's not an upset. That's gonna be a big motivational
Yeah,
win.
definitely.
Our next game down, Princeton versus Aiden Griffin. Hashtag Go Chargers, the Princeton Bulldogs. We've been to Princeton.
Been to Princeton.
Princeton, thank you for the help.
Yeah, definitely thank you for the helmet. I'm going to go Princeton on this.
I'm going Bulldogs and
Yeah.
Princeton. Our next game down, Franklinton versus Henson County.
Oh, you got it.
Henson County.
Before we say it, go say it,
Ram
Sean.
Nation,
Go
stand
say
up.
it. Stand
Stand
up.
up, Ram Nation.
They-
And with me saying that, the Ram Nation is going to stand up and they are going to win this game.
All right, so you got Prim Nation.
I got
don't you? You got
Frankton.
Frankton. All right, I'm going with you. I'm going with Frankton on this as well.
Frankie, send me that Ram Nation towel. I need that for the show. Our next game down, you talked about this team in
Yeah.
your top 5.
Yeah, my top 5.
They made number 5 for you, Warren County
Warren
versus Vance
County.
County. Warren County had a deep run.
Deep run
Vance
last
County
year.
got upset in the playoffs. Nobody saw that one coming.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough game for Coach VJ
This is an old
and Warren
rivalry.
County.
And
yeah.
they playing for
They
something.
playing, yeah. And for the Eagles, playing against Vance County, right around the corner. I'm going Warren County. Going with the Eagles on this. It's hard for you. It's a hard one for you. It's hard.
Vance County fight. Sorry, Warren County. I'll be back in a couple.
I ain't going to say nothing. I'm just leave it at that.
I'll be back.
I ain't even saying that.
BJ, I'll holler at you. I call you BJ. Wilson Prep versus Clayton.
Whoa.
Big time game.
Big time game.
Coach Fields said that he wanted his Tigers to be more prepared for playoff football. They got to Tarboro last year.
Yeah.
They were ready, but he said in order to get to that state, to get to where Tarboro's at, you got to play some tough
Yeah, you got to play
non-conference
some
games.
non-team. And
This
this
is
is
a
a tough one. This is a tough one. Wilson Prep's going to, it's a measuring stick. It's where you at. It's one of those
This is
games.
what you're going to know.
Yeah. I'm going Clayton, but I'm going to say look out for number 54, my nephew. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that.
This is a tough game. This is a tough place to play in, Measure State game. Give me the COMETS, Clayton to win. And I would not be surprised if Wilson Prep hangs around for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
Our next game down, J.L. Well versus West Harnett County. J.L. Well had a good season. Then things
Yeah.
kind of just they
Yep.
could never catch that spark
Yep.
like they did 2 years ago.
Right.
But I talked with the staff over there.
Yeah.
Had a good spring, had a good summer. Cut down on a lot of the playing around, and these kids got focused because they knew they had a good team last year.
Definitely had a good team.
Young quarterback last year, but now he's experienced.
Definitely experienced. So I think JF Webb's going to be ready to play. I'm going JF Webb on this one.
Give me the Warriors of JF Webb for a win right here. Next game, Daryl, Cleveland Rams versus Pinecrest. Big game.
Big game.
Big time
Big
game
time
right
game.
Two good teams.
Yep.
Great, a lot of both of them got a lot of returns.
Yeah, definitely a lot of returns. Give me Cleveland on this.
I gotta go Cleveland Rams, Daryl.
Yep.
I'll stick with the Rams.
Okay.
They made my honorable mention. Our next game, Daryl, Heritage versus Wakefield, the Heritage Huskies. Good summer workout.
And I saw Wakefield play.
You did?
Yeah, against Riverside. I'm gonna go Wakefield. I think Wakefield's gonna pull it off. Yeah, they got experienced players, good running game, good defense. I'm gonna go Wakefield on this.
I'm gonna go Wakefield. As I want to go Heritage, I think Wakefield just sneaks by this one.
Yeah.
Close game. Next one, Daryl. Inlow versus Southeast Raleigh playing for the Liberty Bell.
Liberty Bell, big time game up there in Raleigh,
Very
Wake
big.
County.
Very big.
Both teams, like I said, probably about 10 minutes apart from each other. Ain't that far?
Not that far at all.
Not far out. So I'm gonna go Southwest Raleigh, Southeast Raleigh on this.
I'm taking the Bulldogs of Southeast Raleigh to win this game. I'm taking them to win this.
Yeah,
Southeast
I
Raleigh.
think Coach Campbell gonna have them ready to play, and I'm going
Watch out, Wake
Southeast Raleigh.
County. Southeast. Quiet storm over
Yep.
there. Our next one, Daryl, big game.
Big time game up there in
Played at
Charlotte.
Bank of America Stadium.
Woo!
The night header for the Friday night game. They're doing an early one. They're doing a night header. This is the night header.
Okay.
West Charlotte, 3A champs. But it don't matter no more.
No, that's
What
last
happened
year.
last year is last year.
That's last year.
Grimsley, 4A champs. But it don't matter no more.
Don't matter.
It happened last year. Two good teams, two good programs. Both of them are ranked number one in a lot of people's polls out there in the West. 8A versus 7A.
Yeah. It's gonna be a close game.
It is.
But I think I'm gonna go Grimsley on this.
As much as I want to say West Charlotte and
Yeah.
Coach Sam and them, I saw them practice. They had a great practice. Enjoyed hanging out with them. Grimsley has not lost but only one game in 3 years. It says a lot. I'm going Grimsley. Daryl, our next one. Our marquee game, Nash Central taking a ride down to SWE.
Woo! This is gonna be big time challenge. Coach Lee's got those guys ready to play.
Coach Barnell got a ready to play.
Yeah.
I'm 2-0 with this pick.
I'm looking at last season.
I'm 2-0 with
3
this pick.
turnovers though.
2-0.
And they still was in the game.
2-0 with this pick.
I'm going Nash Central. I'm going Bulldogs. I'm going Bulldogs for the upset.
For the first time, I'm picking against the Bulldogs. And I'm going with my favorite Cougar to win this game. Give me SWE. Our next one from the marquee games, Daryl. Southern Nash versus Knightdale. Coach Ward bringing in the Knightdale Knights of Southern Nash.
Again,
Tough place to play in.
I'm going Southern Nash, but I'm gonna say it again. Be ready to play, be physical up front, because the Knights are gonna be coming.
They're coming.
They got something to prove.
They got something to prove.
And when the team's got something to prove, they're gonna be playing. And you gotta match that intensity and you gotta be physical with it. I'm gonna go Southern, but it's gonna be close.
You talked about standard.
Yeah.
And Knightdale wants to make a standard.
Yeah.
Southern Nash, I'm taking them to win this game. Our next one, Daryl. Grit and grind. Prime time. Game of the week. James Rose coming in to play Northern Nash in Death Valley.
That's a tough place to play.
Tough place to play.
Try to get a win.
Hard place to get a win.
Hard place to get a win.
Hard place to get a win.
I'm gonna go Northern Nash. I think Northern Nash is gonna be ready to play. I think in that first quarter, both teams gonna be filling each other out. And I think it's going to take at least that mid-third quarter, fourth quarter for Northern Nash to really start striving, and that's what's going to happen.
What I always say,
so
Northern
I'm going to
Nash
go Northern Nash, but it's going to be close.
Best halftime adjustment, Northern Nash. That's what I say. Final answer.
That's my final answer. What's your final answer?
Give me, for the first time, I'm picking against my favorite Knight.
Yes.
Give me James Rose for the win.
What?
Coach Blaine going to come here and get a win.
Again.
They got numbers.
Within 12 months, he coming back to North Carolina, Nash County.
Twice again.
Okay.
Lightning's going to strike twice again. I saw both of these teams play, but I feel like James Rose, I always say about Northern Nash, if you're going to beat them, You better catch them early.
That's it.
This is one of the time to catch them early. Chase Rose for the win.
Okay. All right.
We want to thank everybody for tuning to the Grit and Grind this week right here on Studio 67 NCC. But don't forget, this is where we need your help on the Grit and Grind now.
Yeah.
Number one, we need more people to go on the Grit and Grind Podcast NC on Instagram and follow that Instagram page. If we can get up to maybe 200 more people, then we can go live, not only on YouTube, but on Instagram. If you're watching the Grit and Grind and you have not subscribed, please go subscribe to Instagram. Don't forget, you can also watch the Grit and Grind on Studio 67 NCC. Right here, you can watch it, and you can go follow Studio 67 NCC on their Instagram, because we're trying to get it on all platforms so everybody can watch the Grit and Grind. And don't forget, the Grit and Grind is played on WNIA on 7 p.m. on Wednesdays tonight, 7 p.m. on Thursdays, 7 a.m. on Friday, and we're also on Amazon Music and Spotify. Just search Studio 67.
We on everything, ain't we?
Coast to coast, post to post, coast to post, coast to coast. Grit and Grind. Never let you down.
Never let you down.
We want to thank you for tuning in. As we said, Daryl, if you want your helmet on this studio set, the Grit and Grind, we don't care how far you are. If you in the mountains, we'll take the ride. Yeah. If you in Rockingham County, we'll take the ride. If you in Scotland, we'll take the ride. Tell them what they can do, Daryl.
Just send us a DM on Instagram at Grit and Grind Podcast NC. Just leave us your information and we'll contact you and make the arrangements to pick up the helmet. And pretty much that's it.
We want your helmet on the Grit and Grind. We got to go right now. We need 60 more helmets. And we want 60 helmets throughout the state of North Carolina. We got to go.
We got it.
And we're going to do this.
Okay.
And over a span of 2 years, 60 more helmets. So if you want your school,
so we got what, right? How many? We got 31. We're at 31.
So we got a little more to go.
So you want the whole state?
Yes, we want
the whole state. So y'all come on.
I told you, coast post to post.
Okay.
Well, thank you for tuning to Grit and Grind. We'll see you at Northern Nash Friday night for the Grit and Grind Primetime Game Week, and we'll see you right back here on Studio 67 next week for the Grit and Grind High School Show.
And do you have the grit?
And do you have the grind? We'll see you on the Grit and Grind.